Well, I'm going live here mostly to talk about Ahmadinejad or Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, former president of Iran. And I'm trying to predict his presidency. Uh, I think Ahmadinejad is supposed to be the scarlet beast of Revelation. And I would like that to be known to as many people as I can possibly make aware of that. But Ahmadinejad is currently running for office, and he's not the most popular candidate right now. But I think what will turn up in June of 2025 is that Ahmadinejad will become the ninth president. So the title of this is Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, a leader of Iran, the ninth head. And that turns out to have meaning when put through gematria and coded. It has the number 2220, which is a number I look for when I'm working with the code. I found that it's predictive. It predicts various things. So basically this brief little video is just to tell people about Ahmadinejad and the possibility of his presidency, and to say it's predicted by code, and that's kind of it. I don't have a lot more to say. A lot of my other videos are quite rambling. This one is quite concise, but I've changed over a period of time and come to realize a number of things. So that's all I really have to say right now. I mean, I'm working with the code to do other things, and I find that it has meaning and that the numbers I work with have meaning when worked with in the code. I don't know exactly what the meaning of all the numbers are and what they turn out to be. I do realize that it'd be much easier to be working with a computer to do most of it and have a computer program set up to find novel phrases and statements that add up to certain numbers, and then to enter all that information into a database. But I've not done all of that yet. If you want to work with a database that it exists out there on the internet, you can go to gematria.org. So that's some place you can go to find what various other people have done and what they've worked with and what are the most popular searches for various numbers. You can work with your own name and your own number if you care to find out what that is. There's a great extension for Google that's created by Gematria that is a gematria extension that allows you to work with simple and English and Hebrew gematria. And that's what I do. I use that extension in my web browser. But the reality of Ahmadinejad is more and more pressing. The reality of the Scarlet Beast I have found in the code, where the reference to the Scarlet Beast being made by John the prophet of the book of Revelation is a reference to Iran. And it's pretty simple stuff when you work with the code to find these things out. You just have to have a set number, the key that you're working with, and have various things add up to that key. just like my name Joshua equals 444, and the name Jesus equals 444, and Messiah equals 444. I take these to be statistically relevant because they have meaning in the real world and are associated back to each other in various ways. There's a number of things I found coded into the English language. Uh, I can show you one of them. Well, I was going to try and share my screen and was unable to, but I was going to show you the basic setup I have for looking at various words and various phrases coded into the English language and how simple it is to work with the code. Uh, Geometria is a rather simple code. I found it to be anti-cryptographic. And by anti-cryptographic, I mean it tells plain truth or the basic facts given of a given situation or a given event. And there are a lot of things coded into the English language that are statistically relevant and have meaning. And it's odd. You wouldn't expect to find so many of these statements. Many of them are not of the variety of the non sequitur. They have, they make rational sense. But again, I've been working with the code for years now. I started out with various simple number pairs or sequences, always working with typically things like 222 and 444 and 666 and 888, and then 1110, 2220, 3330, and so on. The largest phrase I've ever created adds up to 6666, and when you do that, you find that there's rational statements being created by strictly through statistics and numbers that don't easily make that don't make a lot of sense rationally, because you're working with the numbers to try and add up to a certain number. And the fact of adding up to that number, it becomes tedious at times, or becomes trying, or becomes uh, amazing, because it's like, well, how could this be? And with the English language being standardized at a certain point, and the reality of it today being on the internet in such a prominent and proliferant way, that English has become a standard language for the entire world because of the internet, and the reality of English being spoken by so many people and so many people understanding English. But I assume you could work with other languages using this code, using things like geometria, which is Hebrew numerology. But I don't want to make this so long that people don't want to watch it, but I did want to make a more recent video concerning, where I'm at and what I've done and the work I'm doing. And hopefully I'll be able to get something up and running to do screen share so I can show you what's going on, in the program, and show you various things about geometria that really don't make a lot of sense. But statistically speaking, they have to be relevant. And, there are certain statistical norms or averages or realities that are going on with geometria that you wouldn't expect. Various anomalies, if you will. And I don't know how anomalous they really are, but they are anomalies, and they exist in the English language. So that's pretty much the end of this stream. I don't know that anybody got on here to watch it, but it'll be published to YouTube, and let's see who then wants to comment or leave something in the comments concerning geometria and perhaps their own work with the code. So thank you, and that's all I got. I'm signing out.